Attraction is not merely about appearances or superficial charm. It is deeply rooted in the way our minds respond to certain signals. Words are far more than tools for conveying information. They are instruments that can evoke emotions, shape perceptions, and influence behavior. When used thoughtfully, language has the power to create a magnetic effect that draws people closer in a very natural way. In understanding the psychology of attraction, it is essential to recognize that women, like anyone else, are highly attuned to cues that suggest confidence, emotional awareness, and intelligence. Certain phrases trigger subconscious responses because they resonate with fundamental desires for respect, connection, and curiosity. The choice of words, tone, and timing can determine whether a conversation feels ordinary or memorable. By observing how people respond to language and which expressions spark genuine engagement, one can learn to communicate in ways that are compelling, respectful, and psychologically attractive. This is not about manipulation, but about understanding the dynamics of human interaction and leveraging the natural influence of well-chosen words. Language also works as a mirror of self-perception. When someone communicates with clarity, thoughtfulness, and authenticity, it sends subtle signals that they value themselves and others. Confidence in speech is particularly influential in attraction because it reflects inner stability and emotional balance. Phrases that are well-timed, insightful, or lightly humorous can signal intelligence and emotional competence, qualities that naturally draw people toward the speaker. Women, like men, are influenced by subtle cues that suggest a person is self-aware, capable, and engaging. The psychology behind attraction highlights that the content of what is said is important, but equally critical is how it is expressed. The energy behind words, the tone, pace, and intent can make a simple sentence feel magnetic. Observing and practicing these aspects of communication allows one to create conversations that feel effortless, compelling, and deeply connecting without relying on external validation or superficial gestures. Another crucial aspect of language in attraction is its ability to foster emotional resonance. Human beings are inherently drawn to experiences that evoke understanding, empathy, and shared perspectives. Certain phrases spark attraction because they resonate with an individual's emotional state or values. A comment that acknowledges thoughtfulness, curiosity, or insight can immediately create a sense of connection, as it signals that the speaker is attentive and emotionally present. Psychological research demonstrates that attraction is often strongest when emotional alignment is established early in an interaction. Phrases that highlight shared experiences or demonstrate genuine understanding subtly communicate reliability, trustworthiness, and attentiveness, which are highly appealing traits. By consciously selecting words that evoke positive emotions and stimulate reflection, one can engage interest and build rapport naturally, creating a sense of intrigue and comfort that encourages further connection. Confidence is one of the most powerful psychological triggers of attraction, and it begins with how we communicate. When someone speaks with assurance and clarity, it sends a subconscious message that they are secure, competent, and emotionally balanced. This type of presence creates a magnetic effect because it signals stability, which is inherently attractive. Women, like all humans, are naturally drawn to individuals who display a sense of inner calm and self-assurance. It is not about boasting or dominating a conversation. True confidence is subtle and authentic. the way words are chosen, the tone in which they are delivered, and the pacing of speech all contribute to the impression of confidence. Even seemingly simple statements can carry powerful weight if expressed in a way that reflects thoughtfulness and self-respect. Phrases that convey certainty, insight, or quiet humor can trigger a sense of admiration without needing to be overtly flattering, and this is where the psychology of attraction is most evident. It responds to perceived self-value expressed through communication. Equally important is the connection between confidence and authenticity. A person who is truly self-assured does not need to perform or impress artificially. Their words are consistent with their character and intentions, which makes their communication credible and appealing. Women are particularly sensitive to inauthenticity, and even subtle signs of insecurity or pretense can diminish attraction. Confidence, therefore, is not just in what is said, but in how naturally it aligns with one's behavior, body language, and emotional state. Phrases that are delivered with authenticity signal that the speaker values themselves and respects the listener. This creates an environment in which curiosity and engagement can flourish because the interaction feels real, safe, and stimulating. The effect is subtle but powerful, as it allows attraction to emerge organically from mutual recognition of competence and emotional stability. Another key element is how confidence interacts with curiosity and engagement. When words are spoken with a self-assured tone, they carry an implied invitation to explore further ideas or perspectives. Confidence does not dominate, but instead encourages dialogue and playful challenge, which stimulates interest and intellectual engagement. Women are often drawn to individuals who can express ideas clearly, respond thoughtfully, and invite reflection without controlling the conversation. Phrases that balance authority and approachability convey both competence and openness, creating a sense of trust and admiration. Psychological studies suggest that the perception of competence and emotional stability significantly influences attraction because it signals a person who can handle themselves and their environment while also being capable of creating a connection. This dynamic interplay of confidence, authenticity, and engagement makes certain phrases incredibly effective triggers of attraction. Emotional resonance is a powerful force in human connection, and it plays a critical role in attraction. People are naturally drawn to individuals who make them feel understood, appreciated, or inspired. Words have the ability to evoke these emotions when they are chosen thoughtfully and delivered authentically. Certain phrases trigger attraction because they validate feelings, acknowledge perspectives, or spark curiosity and reflection. Women, in particular, respond strongly to cues that indicate emotional intelligence and attentiveness. When someone communicates in a way that shows empathy and insight, it creates an immediate sense of alignment. This is not about saying what is expected or flattering artificially. It is about noticing subtle cues, responding genuinely, and expressing thoughts in ways that resonate with the listener's inner experience. Emotional resonance strengthens connections because it signals that the speaker is present, engaged, and capable of forming meaningful interaction, which are deeply attractive qualities. The ability to foster emotional resonance begins with careful observation and awareness. Listening actively, noting reactions, and responding in a thoughtful way allows phrases to land with impact. A comment that reflects understanding, insight, or shared experience conveys that the speaker is attentive and emotionally aligned. This alignment builds trust and encourages the listener to engage more openly. Attraction is enhanced when interactions create feelings of safety, curiosity, and appreciation. Phrases that evoke reflection or insight often stimulate mental engagement, inviting deeper conversation. When words resonate emotionally, they create a subtle feedback loop where positive feelings reinforce the connection, increasing the listener's interest naturally. This is why carefully chosen language can transform ordinary conversation into a compelling exchange that draws people closer without relying on external or superficial markers of attraction. Another important dimension of emotional resonance is its capacity to spark intrigue and engagement. When someone uses phrases that highlight thoughtfulness, perspective, or genuine curiosity, it naturally invites discussion and exploration. The listener feels recognized, stimulated, and valued, which triggers psychological responses that strengthen attraction. These phrases act as gentle bridges to deeper connection, creating a sense of intimacy and understanding. Emotional resonance is particularly effective when paired with authenticity and confidence, because it signals both competence and care. Women are more likely to respond positively when they perceive that the speaker is emotionally present, insightful, and genuinely interested in their perspective. The subtle power of emotional resonance is that it works at a psychological level, cultivating connection, curiosity, and admiration, while leaving space for the relationship to grow organically over time. It is the interplay of words, empathy, and perception that makes certain phrases instantly magnetic and memorable. Subtle challenges in conversation are one of the most effective psychological triggers of attraction. When ideas are presented in a way that gently challenges assumptions or encourages reflection, it stimulates curiosity and engagement. Humans are naturally drawn to novelty and mental stimulation because these experiences activate the brain's reward centers. A well-crafted phrase that prompts a listener to think, laugh, or reconsider a perspective can create instant interest. Women are particularly responsive to cues that indicate intelligence, wit, and creativity, all of which can be conveyed through subtle, respectful challenges. These moments of mental engagement signal that the speaker is confident, insightful, and willing to engage in meaningful dialogue. The key is balance. The challenge should feel playful or thought-provoking rather than confrontational, so that the interaction remains positive, stimulating, and memorable, allowing attraction to grow naturally without pressure or discomfort. Creating intrigue through challenges requires a combination of awareness, timing, and empathy. A phrase that is slightly unexpected or framed in a clever way can capture attention and provoke thought. For example, questioning assumptions with curiosity or offering a fresh perspective can spark intellectual engagement, which is inherently attractive. The effectiveness of this approach lies in its subtlety. It signals intelligence and confidence without aggression, and it invites participation rather than dictating outcomes. Women are drawn to individuals who can engage them mentally while maintaining respect and attentiveness. Phrases that challenge lightly can also reveal personality and values, providing insight into how someone thinks and responds under discussion. When executed authentically, this approach encourages reciprocal curiosity and strengthens emotional and intellectual alignment, which are powerful components of attraction. The use of subtle challenges also intersects with emotional resonance and engagement. When a phrase invites reflection or exploration, it creates a dynamic where the listener feels acknowledged and stimulated at the same time. This combination of cognitive and emotional involvement enhances attraction because it transforms ordinary conversation into a meaningful exchange. Women are often drawn to interactions where they feel both mentally engaged and emotionally connected, and the right phrasing can evoke both simultaneously. The challenge works as a trigger because it signals competence, playfulness, and the ability to think creatively, all while maintaining a sense of respect and empathy. Over time, these interactions build anticipation, interest, and a sense of intrigue, making the speaker's presence compelling and memorable. Mastering this skill requires observation, practice, and a genuine interest in understanding the perspectives of others. Authenticity is one of the most powerful drivers of attraction, and it is particularly evident in how phrases are communicated. Words lose their impact when they feel rehearsed, forced, or insincere. Women, like anyone, are highly sensitive to cues that reveal whether someone is genuine or performing a role. Authentic communication conveys trustworthiness, reliability, and self-respect, all of which are deeply attractive qualities. Phrases that reflect true thought, insight, or emotional alignment resonate more strongly because they are rooted in honesty rather than superficial charm. This does not mean that every word must be profound, but rather that the intention behind the words must be clear and sincere. When authenticity is present, even simple statements carry weight and leave a lasting impression. The psychology behind this is straightforward. The brain responds positively to consistency between verbal expression, body language, and emotional tone, which signals that the speaker is grounded and confident in who they are. The power of authenticity lies in its ability to create comfort and trust in interactions. When a person communicates honestly, the listener feels safe, respected, and more willing to open up in return. Phrases that come across as authentic invite engagement because they feel real, relatable, and emotionally aligned. Women, in particular, are drawn to individuals whose words match their behavior and intentions because inconsistency can create confusion or doubt. When authenticity is combined with thoughtful phrasing, it amplifies attraction by establishing a foundation of trust and emotional clarity. The listener does not feel manipulated or pressured. Instead, they are drawn naturally to someone whose presence conveys reliability and integrity. This is why phrases that are sincere, reflective, and emotionally congruent can trigger immediate interest and connection. Another key aspect is how authenticity enhances the impact of other psychological triggers, such as confidence, intrigue, and emotional resonance. A confident phrase delivered authentically feels compelling rather than arrogant. A playful challenge or intriguing comment that comes from genuine curiosity engages without discomfort. Emotional resonance is heightened when the words are aligned with real feelings rather than constructed for effect. Authenticity acts as a glue that binds all these elements together, creating interactions that are engaging, meaningful, and memorable. Women are more likely to respond positively when they sense that the speaker is fully present, emotionally honest, and intellectually engaged. By practicing authenticity in communication, one can transform ordinary interactions into experiences that naturally cultivate attraction, curiosity, and trust, laying the groundwork for deeper connection. Curiosity and intrigue play a crucial role in the psychology of attraction, and the way phrases are delivered can naturally stimulate both. People are drawn to experiences that spark their interest and encourage exploration. Certain statements or observations that hint at depth or present an unexpected perspective can trigger the mind to engage more actively. Women, like all humans, respond to mental stimulation because it creates a sense of involvement and excitement without pressure. This principle is grounded in psychology. The Zeigarnik effect suggests that unfinished thoughts or partially revealed ideas demand attention and mental follow-through. When phrases are crafted to be thought-provoking, subtly playful, or suggestive of further discussion, they invite curiosity. The key is subtlety and respect. Intrigue should not feel manipulative or overwhelming, but rather a natural invitation for connection and exploration, making interactions dynamic and memorable. Timing and context are essential when leveraging curiosity in conversation. A phrase delivered at the right moment can open a space for engagement, reflection, or playful interaction. Observing energy levels, emotional state, and conversational rhythm ensures that words resonate rather than fall flat. Intriguing statements work best when they are aligned with the flow of dialogue and when they reflect genuine observation or insight. Women are particularly responsive to cues that suggest intelligence, creativity, and attentiveness, and curiosity-driven phrases convey these qualities without needing to be overt. The psychological impact comes from the listener's brain responding to new or unexpected information, which encourages mental involvement and emotional connection. By practicing awareness of timing, context, and delivery, one can enhance the natural appeal of conversation and trigger subtle attraction through curiosity. Curiosity also strengthens emotional engagement by creating a sense of anticipation. When a phrase hints at a story, insight, or perspective, it invites the listener to continue exploring the interaction, fostering a dynamic exchange rather than a passive conversation. This approach cultivates a sense of mental and emotional alignment, as the listener feels intellectually stimulated and valued. Intriguing phrases can reveal personality, perspective, and thought process in a way that feels effortless and authentic. Women are drawn to interactions where they can explore ideas, share opinions, and feel mentally engaged, and carefully crafted language supports this naturally. The interplay between curiosity, emotional resonance, and authentic expression makes certain phrases particularly effective triggers of attraction. By cultivating awareness of how words stimulate thought and interest, one can create connections that are not only immediate but also meaningful and enduring. Positive reinforcement is a subtle yet highly effective tool in the psychology of attraction. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued, acknowledged, and appreciated. When phrases highlight a listener's qualities, insights, or actions in a genuine and thoughtful way, it evokes a positive emotional response that strengthens connection. Women, like all humans, respond strongly to communication that affirms their perspective or contributions, because it creates a sense of recognition and validation. This is not about flattery or exaggeration, but about noticing specific traits or behaviors and expressing appreciation in a way that feels sincere.